Right, hello and welcome everybody. It's your garden variety of Ace. I just got home from running and I'm still sweating like a pig, but on my way home I just had a burning question, which is I want to ask and answer one simple question. What happens if I give the new legendary weapon to the Shaman a Edward the Odd effect? And if you look there at the very bottom, it says chance on hit, next spell cast within 4 seconds will be cast instantly. Cool. What happens? Okay, what does that look like? Because you see, I have one I have one problem with the legendary as it currently is without this effect, which is paladins are able to capitalize on spell power through what's it called, judgment, righteous, seal of righteousness, and also shadow oil and consecration. So the more you increase their spell power, and actually it's pretty good for them, especially if they use a very fast one-handed weapon. But you see, the shamans are not in the same boat at all, because if you increase their spell power, then how are they going to capitalize on that? Well, they do have lightning shield, and you see they get 6 charges now from the effect of the legendary weapon. And what else do they have? Well, they kind of have I don't know, that's kind of it. Well, there's probably one more thing. Force reactive disc is also the new one, new item, and whenever you block, it releases an electrical charge, but this charge does not scale with spell power. Oh, and they also have fire totems. Okay, cool, sure. But you see, the problem is, well, first of all, I'm going to test it on the companion to see how he's doing with these items. And there's also the spell shield totem, which increases the armor based on the amount of spell power and healing you have. And if we look at stats, defense, you see he has like over 10,000 armor, and this is in R14 tier 5 dungeon gear, not exactly in Max Rama's gear or anything like that. You can definitely go a little bit higher if you have those, but I mean, damage-wise, he should be fine. What I want to say is that I haven't optimized their rotation or their logic to use these items. Like, for example, you might want to drop the fire totem, like a magma totem or whatever, at the very start, just so you can drop AOE on everybody, because through this legendary effect, all the threat from the fire totems, as you can see towards the end, threat generated by your fire totems is redirected back to you, and they don't know this. I've definitely done some more optimization on TPC, like for example, they drop stone shield totem first just to mitigate as much damage as possible. They don't do it here though, so it's kind of like stock variety shaman type of situation, type of deal. He's also using a greater stone shield potion anyway. But what I want to see, because I have done many tests throughout my time working on the vanilla companions and especially the sets, and I know very well how much are they capable of dealing with and tanking. Normally, without these legendary weapons, and I'm only giving them to him right now just to test them out, right, these new items, but normally in a tier 5 dungeon, I know kind of how much he can pull, but just I would say typically I would only test the shaman tank together with a warrior and a rogue melee, because he cannot really hold AOE aggro at all, because he normally just does his on the target, doesn't really have a lot of AOE. Without the extra charges and the chain effect of the legendary, lightning shield wouldn't really do that much either, so he's kind of limited, okay? But now I want to see how good is the AOE potential of the shaman using these items. Okay, so I went with the most obscene combination, which is mage and warlock, something normally reserved only to a tank like a paladin would be the #1 AOE guy, and maybe the bear to some extent, the warrior being atrocious. So without further ado, let's get into it. I want to know, okay, how fucking broken and obscene is this actually? How disgusting is this? How good is this really? Am I going to have to ban the shadow tank for the shaman tank for cheating or what? And you can see the damage is already bananas, and if we set debug on, actually we can just look to see what he's doing damage with. Let's look at it. So you see number 1, chain lightning, right? So every time he procs Edward the Odd, he's going to, well, he's going to look at what he's attacking, and if it's possible and it makes sense, he's going to use chain lightning. Otherwise, he's going to use normal lightning bolt. And you can see he's doing both, okay? But mostly chain lightning. It's absolutely obscene. Look how much lightning is shooting out of his ass. He's basically like supercharged. I don't know. Also, the shock towns, you can see the like little shock icon there, the one that cannot be removed. Yep, there we go. There it is. Shock. That's just force taunt. It works exactly like a taunt. And yeah, surprisingly, he's holding his own against the AOE dudes. The mage is just arcane explosioning like it's nobody's business. Ignore the spammy poop in the chat. That's just some debugging stuff. So I can tell you that normally without these items, if you were to go with a warrior DPS and a rogue, his damage will still be top. It's just how it is, just because he does a lot of damage. Oh, it's a meme tank. It's a meme. It is a meme, but it's actually very good at what he does. What can I tell you? The facts speak for themselves. And apparently now, because of this force reactive disc, and you can see he's just jumped to his top damage. And chain lightning just from proccing Edward the Odd. Because, yeah, well, he cast 1 chain lightning at the start by default. That's just baked into his logic. But whenever he procs Edward the Odd, and we can look at him to see whenever he does proc it, if I get the chance to see it, because it kind of flickers. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't proc too often, but often enough to make a difference, I suppose. Well, I suppose even easier would be to just look in the chat. And I also don't remember if I actually gave him... Oh, he does use a lightning shield rank 1 during combat. Okay, so out of combat, he's going to buff himself with rank 7, and in combat with rank 1 just to save mana. I think just in this situation, he should have more mana than... He doesn't need to be as frugal with it, but he's not aware of it, okay? So, as a player, make better decisions. But anyway. We can just look at the debug just to see whenever he is going to use a magma totem. Very nice. Oh, there you go. Chain lightning, everybody. So every now and then he does drop one of those. And wow, lightning shield is surprisingly very good because it chains to 3 enemies. So it's not just a single target, it's a little bit AOE, and it recoups mana based on how many targets you hit. So the way it recoups mana is it takes the damage on a single target. Let's say that, because it chains, right, to 3 targets, but I just take the damage on a single target. Let's say we deal like 300 damage. And then it looks how many targets did I hit with it. If I hit 3 targets with it, then I'm going to recoup 300 mana. If I hit only 2 targets, then I half that in recouping only 150 mana. If I only hit 1 target, then it recoups 300 divided by 3, 100. Okay, so I'm trying to make it better for you, or trying to incentivize you to fight bigger packs in a sense. But either way, if you build on spell power and your lightning shield deals more damage, then you also recoup more mana. That's the idea there. And he's apparently pretty good in this department. Surprisingly good, because I'm very used to him just dropping out of mana all the fucking time. I'm telling you, like, this guy, he's top DPS, but he's top DPS at the expense of just dumping his mana practically. Let's just go pull bigger, bro. Like, what is this? We're not pussyfooting here. Let's go. Go, 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 go. I just want to see if he's capable, even on a bad pull like this, if he can hold the AoE damage of these other guys. Okay? I just want to see if he can hold this Firestorm and Blizzard all together. Normally, cannot. That's just not gonna happen, okay? That's, sorry, it's no good. But here is really good. I kid you not. Like, this is kind of what it looks like when a paladin is tanking, okay? Yeah. So, yeah, and the damage also speaks for itself. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this damage, guys? Come on. Like, why do I even have a mage in my group at this point? Well, it's just a lot of this is from reflection, right? Like Force Reactive Disc is absolutely bananas, like complete bonkers, dude. Like 1/3 of his damage, literally just this item. I may have to nerf this item already. I don't know. It's just so obscene and disgusting. I basically have to ban this guy for cheating. And Lightning Shield also definitely does better than what I remember it doing, which is normally like, I don't know, maybe like 5 to 10%. And now it's like 17%. What the fuck? That's crazy. It's crazy, crazy good. There's some Reflect Fire that's from the Warlock's pet. Chain Lightning, of course. I mean, normally just think about, okay, he does normally cast it outside of combat, but he's not supposed to do it within combat, so it just starts to add up. And there's also a little bit of Lightning Bolt in there because it depends on how many targets are available. I think I may have made changes on TBC, I don't remember. So on TBC it should be even more aggressive in a sense. I've definitely made some tweaks and changes and improvements to the logic and things like that. But yeah, I don't know about this, guys. I don't know if I should release these items. These are absolutely bananas. They're just so fucking ridiculous. I don't know, dude. I don't know. One guy is telling me that the Force Reactive Disc, it is not a tanking shield. Now, what is this, dude? What do you mean? 38% of damage, dude. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know if I want to release this. It's bananas. It's completely disgusting and obscene. It's basically called the doctor because my shaman is nuts. He's just overdrive out of his mind. Oh my god. And his single target is good too. Well, the Searing Totem is kind of hot, if you would. Okay, just think about the priest's power word, whatever, not death, the other one, pain, power word, shadow word pain, yeah. Think of shadow word pain, it's kind of, that's how it is, okay? So it's just dot level, but it's still extra threat that normally he wouldn't have access to. And we look at the threat meter on the boss. He was just half over all these other guys. Okay, what are we talking about? I didn't look at the mana, I just go back, look at the video, see what his mana was like. Because that was pretty good. Oh, we're gonna fight him again. Okay, cool. Let's move everybody here just so I can see everyone. I don't know how this guy revived again, but whatever. I think I may have spawned him. Anyway. Yeah, look at the threat. Look at the threat meter. The Warlock is kind of giving him a run for his money, but the Warlock needs to pull something like... where is the Warlock? He needs to pull like 130, or depending on where he was in melee, like 110%, okay? So he was not there. He was not there. I'm straight up telling you, he did use Earthshock. What's like the max rank of Earthshock? Because he does use it against, if he's fighting a boss, no. If he's fighting a single target, he'll just use it to keep building aggro, okay? So it's not like he only uses it to draw aggro. What's like max rank? Let me see, because I don't know off the top of my head. Where is it? Oh, rank 7. Okay. Okay. I see. So in the WoW theory, the idea is you use rank 1 for silence. You use rank 4 to maintain aggro when you're fighting a boss. Like just continue, use it on cooldown just to keep building aggro. It's kind of... I don't know. It's been such a long time since I looked at the numbers, but the idea is that it's like a balance between the mana cost and how much aggro you're building, and you use rank 7 as a taunt. But because with this legendary item, you like no matter what rank you use, you're still taunting, then Bob's your uncle. You can make all sorts of optimizations, to be honest. I mean, it's really, really good. What the fuck? These items, dude, are obscene. And where the fucker did all these guys come from? I think I pulled them. I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, you can see he's holding aggro, he's doing fine. I pulled even more, and it's absolutely bananas. Like, he's holding everybody, no problem, zero difficulty. He's tanking. I believe me, because I've run this so many fucking times. I'm straight up telling you with the most serious face, it is ridiculous, okay? That's not how it normally goes, okay? This is busted and ridiculous and obscene and disgusting, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to release this. It's too good. It's really just too good. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. My curiosity is satisfied, okay? Really, I just wanted to see the chain lightning, how much of a difference it makes, and it does make. And force reactive disc is absolutely disgusting, dude. It's busted as fuck. That's not like a little bit busted, it's just absolutely bonkers. Like, and the stats on that, okay? Oh, but it doesn't have armor. Bro, everything in this game, it can be calculated equivalently, okay? It's very simple. You just do some stat weights and you figure it out, and you understand how much armor is worth, you understand how much block is worth, you understand a bunch of stuff. And if you look at the defense on the thing, on the shield, which is 15, that is huge amount of defense, okay? Huge, absolutely bananas huge. One of the highest defense bonuses you're gonna see on an item. And that defense on its own is going to carry a lot of the defense on this item. So you can just calculate it, relatively speaking, okay? And you can figure out how much stat weights you are gaining from this. And again, if you compare to, say, a Face of Death or whatever, okay, let's look at it. Okay, the Face of Death. What does it give you? It gives you block chance and block value. What? Okay, the avoidance part in the chance is great against getting crushed. Okay, just because of how it's calculated. So it subtracts, it protects you against that, which is fine. But ultimately, the Shaman is so far from being crushed protected, because you need like 112.5% avoidance. What's this guy's avoidance, dude? I mean, he's built for spell power, whatever. This dude's avoidance is like 28.9%, bruh. Okay? How are you gonna get anti-crush? You need, to be anti-crush, you need 71.1%. What do you think 3% is gonna do, man? What is that going to do for you? You tell me. What is block value gonna do? You know what block value does? Like this block and this block just reduces how much damage you take, flat amount. Just like this guy would drop his Stone Claw Totem. What you gonna do with this if you're fighting a boss? A boss is slapping you for 3,000 damage and you're like, but I want my block value. Who gives a fuck about your block value, dude? It's all about the defense, okay? It's just the defense matters the most. And really, realistically, even that you cannot get in high amounts. You cannot get high amount avoidance on the Shaman. It's just, where is it going to come from? Male gear does not have it. Most of that is on plate armor, especially on the warrior gear, and especially on the warrior sets. And you're left holding the bag, trying to fit him into this category of warrior tank, which is never going to be able to do. But what is he going to be able to do? Deal a whole bunch of stupid amount of damage. And yes, he is going to get crit, and he is going to get crushed. He's going to get all of this jazz. But if you proc Edward the Odd Effect, then you can instant heal yourself, basically. So you kind of just have to make use of your natural tools, like healing yourself. Okay, that's how I see it. And apparently he died here. Yeah, the logic in vanilla is definitely to be improved, and he doesn't know a whole bunch of stuff. I don't want to go over it, but the point remains. And they're spamming emotes in chat. I'm debugging stuff, don't worry about that one. But the point is, he's not the tankiest guy ever, so you kind of have to take him with a grain of salt. Yeah, like even here, like you have to just be smart and try to use his strengths instead of trying to fit him into a little box that is not his. A warrior in this situation probably would have just yawned at all of these dudes with a stupid amount of defenses. Okay, so this guy is not the tanky warrior. But you know what the tanky warrior wouldn't be able to do? Deal this amount of damage. Okay, so yeah, what can I tell you? Yeah, you cannot have it all. Okay, you want high damage tank that is very versatile and provides a whole bunch of utility and all that sort of stuff. Cool, then this is your guy. And I think for what he does and what he presents is just, well, I think you can see for yourself. Anyway, I just wanted to see what it would look like with these chain lightnings. And I don't know, probably like 1%, if I remember, something like 1% would be just the out of combat chain lightning, and the lightning bolt would be a little bit less. So I suppose it does increase his damage by like 10% or so. And that is not trivial whatsoever. Just the glaring damage bonkers from the force reactive disc, it's hard to look past. And the auto hits, he still does some auto hit damage and that sort of thing. The reason why Edward the Odd is so good on the Shaman in particular is just because of this, of flurry. Okay, so what is the idea? Well, you keep boosting your agility and keep boosting your critical chance, and you flurry a lot. And Edward the Odd is calculated on PPM, and that PPM, procs per minute, takes into account only the base attack speed of the weapon, which in this case would be 1.8 or whatever this is, which is like, I don't know, 20 something percent. Well, no, it's way less. I don't know, maybe like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say a number without actually calculating, because I don't know. But whatever. Let's just say it just decides based on the attack speed of the weapon. I'll just throw 10%. Let's just say it decides on 1.8 speed that based on the PPM is going to proc 10% of the time. So every time he swings the weapon is 10%. But what it doesn't account for is any other attack speed you use on the weapon. Okay, so any buffs that you get in the meantime are not calculated on that. So it's still 10%, but if you attack 30% faster, then you just get more chances at that 10%. So that means the overall chance increases to God knows what. It's just higher. Okay, and if you're doing extra attacks like from Storm Strike, those also are not calculated. You just keep pulling that slot machine over and over again. Okay, more chances to pull the slot machine. So that's just how it is, and I think that's kind of it. Okay, that's why it's really kind of cool to, well, you see, it's kind of debatable at this point. Do you want to build more on spell power, or do you want to build more on agility to proc flurry as much as possible? I don't know. I have no idea. It's I don't know. Because you see, because now if I do go with the Edward the Odd and you are dealing chain lightning damage as well, which is, you know, a portion of it, and lightning shield, which also chains now, so that's also a good portion of it. So you could say between the chain lightning and the lightning shield and it's not showing me my totem, dude. I wonder if this actually took the totems into account. I would have to use a different damage meter. Am I not seeing it or what? I don't get it. Where's the totem? Flame shock, no, I don't see the totem. Okay, well, all of these things being affected by spell power, including earth shock, which you see, and now you have more mana because you regen some mana from lightning shield, which means you can use higher rank lightning shields because he's only using rank 1 now, and you can use higher rank earth shocks to deal even more damage. So I don't know. I really don't know. I suppose you have to try out a bunch of stuff and see what works best for you. And it's rather arguable. A lot of it is rather arguable. It's also interesting. This Eye of the Storm would be interesting. Chance to gain focus casting effect the last 6 seconds after being a victim of melee or range critical strike. You know how often someone is being crit who doesn't have high defense, like a tank, and is being attacked by a whole bunch of mobs at the same time? Pretty damn often, okay? That's why you see his health fluctuating a lot, because he doesn't have the defense, okay? So you could potentially use that as well. And when that procs, you could just heal yourself, for example. Okay, so you can do a lot of stuff. I have not optimized their logic for these items whatsoever. You can absolutely play better than this. So yeah, that's all I had to say. It's just I find it very. I had to get home just to test this, and yeah, I don't know. It's el ridiculante practically. Peace out. See you next time in the next video. Bye.